Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am ZD Love. Welcome. Please drop down there and hit like, subscribe, and share if you care. Today we're going to do something a little different. Today we are going to have a Bible study the DD Love way. Okay, so we're going to do this because, as you all know, a few weeks ago I went to Alabama. And so I met an older cousin who I love dearly. She is thebomb.com. She's a whole bunch of different things to me rolled in one. You know, auntie, cousin, sister, friend, mama, godmama, cousin, all that good stuff. So she gave me some good words of wisdom when I was there. Now, I'm glad that I went on that trip because, as you all know, I wasn't going to go. I decided like 30 hours beforehand, all right, I'm going last minute. But knowledge is power. And you all know that I always say words matter. So when I got back, I spoke to her a few days ago. Welcome to the room. Thank you for coming. So I spoke with her a few days ago, and I was telling her how my son was getting on my nerves. And, he's 15. Well, he's going to be 15. So you all know that age where you want to pop off and you want to talk back and you know everything. And your parents, are basically zeros sometimes, depending. So she told me, she said, you just really need to be patient with your son. She said, but go and read Proverbs. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to read it. And I read it last night. When did we start reading it? The night before last. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have him read it because as you also know, a big thing is that our young Black boys do not read on the level that they should be on. So reading these Bible verses were also helpful because as you know, they're short. They're like two sentences each. So, and there's a variety of words, a variety of meanings, and you can flow and you can learn and you can prosper. So it was interesting because me and my son have been at odds. I'm telling you guys where I wanted to speed bag him. If you do not know what that means, that is if you've ever watched Tybo with Billy Blanks, and when they turn to the left and they put both of their arms in the air and they speed bag, right? Speed bag. Children will make you want to do that to them. So when we started reading this Proverbs, I'm going to read a few verses and then I'll stop as I go because, like I said, this is Didi Love's type of Bible study. Hopefully, I don't curse. I'm really going to try not to. However, God made me that way. I am who I am. Okay. And I don't apologize for it. It is what it is. All right. So, Proverbs, the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young, which is very important these days because our young are being led astray, okay? Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. You will find that people who cannot take direction, just in general, are lost and they can never find their way because they don't want to listen. No one can tell them anything. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They are a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck. My son, if sinful men entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, come along with us, let's lie in wait for innocent blood. Let's ambush some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive, like the grave and whole, like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Cast lots with us. We will all share the loot. My son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths. For their feet rush into evil. They are swift to shed blood. You have to watch who you're following and who you associate with. Because, like they said, people who want you to do evil and bad things, when you follow them, nothing good will come to you in your life. How useless to spread a net where every bird can see it. These men lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush only themselves. Such are the paths of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it. Out in the open, wisdom calls loud. She raises her voice in the public square. On top of the wall, she cries out. At the city gate, she makes her speech. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? And we all know simple people, and they get on our nerves. We see them, we hear them, we know them, we work with them. Some of them are related to us. And sometimes we ourselves are simple, and we have to check ourselves, okay? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? Repent at my rebuke. Then I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make known to you my teachings. But since you refuse to listen when I call, and no one pays attention when I stretch out my hand, since you disregard all my advice and do not accept my rebuke, I in turn will laugh when disaster strikes you. I will mock when calamity overtakes you. When calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you, then they will call to me, but I will not answer. It's called karma, right? A lot of us do things, we don't understand why bad things are happening to us. Many people need to look around in their lives right now and ask themselves, why am I not happy? Why do I not have anything? How come my bank account is zero? You're not following the laws of life. You're not following direction. No one can tell you anything. You are negative. And it all shows, it all comes through. Like that saying, you are what you eat. You are what you take in. If you are a walking ball of negativity, that is all that is going to follow you. Darkness, bad people, angry people, fights, argument. You have to pull yourself together. So then they will call unto me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but they will not find me, since they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord. See, I apply this to children and parents because, see, children, when you don't listen to your parents, they get sick of talking to you over and over and telling you the same things repeatedly. So they have to let you fall on your face. Since they will not accept my advice and spurn my rebuke, they will eat the fruit of their ways and be filled with the fruit of their schemes. For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease without fear of harm. See, for me, yes, these are Bible verses, but even if you have a different religion or you believe or you don't believe or whatever, these words ring true, especially when it comes to children, the children who do not listen, because they don't listen. You can repeat something 100 times to your children. Sometimes it takes another person to tell them the same thing you already told them. Sometimes it takes another kid. Sometimes it takes a bad situation. But in this case, for me, it took these words because, unbeknownst to me, of course, I've been saying all these things to my son repeatedly, but for him to read them in this book and also for me to read them, because you know how you read the Bible when you was a little kid, you go to Bible school. Some of y'all study the Bible regularly. That's not my thing because I feel like God is in my heart or whatever. But these words confirms what I have been saying to him all along. So we're on verse 2 now. Chapter 2. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding. Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. For from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those to those whose walk is blameless. For he guards the course of the just, and he protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of the wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who have left the straight path to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the perverseness of evil, whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways. Good morning, Miss Cruiser. How are you? Wisdom will save you also from the adulterous woman. I want to skip down. But yes, so I like to apply this to children. Like I said, my son was he would often be offended when I would say, "You acting like a fool. You're being a fool." Because you have to remember also that children have outside influences. There are people who are supposed to be on your team and support you as a parent, as an adult, as someone who knows better. But people will make little comments to throw you off and distract you. And people say things to your children as well. So you have to be careful who you allow around your children, who you allow to influence your children. We live in a very negative society. We live in a time where people don't even know they're negative. So they're affecting you and people around them and not even realizing the words and the actions. You know, these things you're saying matter. Again, words matter. But as we were reading this, and I can't find it right now, but they talked about being a fool and foolishness. And I said, just think, you were so angry with me about using the words, and here they are in the Bible, confirming everything that I've been saying to you. And what I really appreciate it, and I'm telling you, when I tell y'all words matter, as he's reading these verses and recognizing and seeing himself, and I'm pointing out things to him too. And mind you, I'm picking up things about myself as well as I'm reading this. I felt the change in him. I could see the light shine in his eyes again. We have a way to go because kids don't change overnight. But they do need to understand, they do need to respect, they do need to have guidance. There are rules to life, to the game, and to everything else. You know, um, there are often people who have gone through struggle but will not accept what they've gone through. It's like they don't want to acknowledge their own pain. So they sit around and they will watch someone go through the same thing that they've already gone through because they don't want to acknowledge what they've been through. Or maybe misery loves company. That is a saying that we always say, but it's deeper than that sometimes. Because when you don't know who you are and you don't want to accept what you've gone through because it's too painful, it's too hard to swallow that pill, you sit back and you watch other people crash and burn, and you have enjoyment at times. But these proverb words like touch my heart in a different way. Like I started reading it, was it last night? I can't remember. But I've read 1 through 12. But it's basically you have to respect people. You have to respect yourself. You have to be able to take direction. You know, it's about growth. It's about acknowledging who you are. It's about understanding wrongdoings. But for me, the underlying theme all the way through is about respect. Respect yourself and respect others. Unfortunately, we live in a time where that is out of the window. But we have to get back to the basics. So, like I said, I appreciate my older cousin Ann, who I just met. God bless you. I love you. It was funny. I went to Alabama actually to see my father. My brother passed away, but I was like, I really need to see my dad. I haven't seen my dad in a long time. My dad is like 92 or something. But I gained so many other things that I didn't know that I needed. You sometimes we float through this world, we put up walls and we hide ourselves. We protect our feelings, we do what we have to do. But you need things. You need things from people, but good people. But what she gave me was priceless. So I'm growing as an individual because y'all know I have never done a Bible study on here ever. Clap, clap, clap for me. Okay, y'all know, if you know me, you know what it do. Y'all know what I give. But and it also, I was like, because my son would get mad because one day we were going back and forth, and I said, "You care more about your little friends than you do about what I'm saying." And he was like, "Oh, well, they're not mean to me. They don't tell me to be quiet or shut up." I said, "Listen, I'm your mother. That's my job. If I don't tell you when and where to be quiet, who will?" Because see, the problem with a lot of children, they talk too much. They talk too much. They really do. And then they want to get in their feelings. They're all sensitive. It's all about their feelings, but they're not concerned about yours. But at some point, you got to put your foot down. See, what I don't tolerate is disrespect, and that's from anyone. I don't care who it is: mama, sister, cousin, co-worker, pastor, preacher, friend. I don't care. I'm not going to play with you but so long. And I will cut you off. And I will have your ass removed, out of my life. However I got to do it, you will be gone. Okay. So disrespect is not an option. And it shouldn't be. But we've grown accustomed in today's society that it's all about disrespect. We don't love each other. We don't love ourselves. And this is why our children behave in the way that they do. And they're disrespectful. You see the BET Awards, everything has basically gone to hell. But we don't, because we unfortunately have associated the Bible and the Word of God with the church in a lot of senses, because y'all know I don't do church because I don't trust people. They give us many reasons. They do a lot of sideways things, and as we've seen through the pandemic, a lot of this stuff is scamming. A lot of not, many of us have already known, we've separated a long time ago. However, the basics are necessary. Bible study, because those words matter and words have meaning. We do need direction. We do need guidance. Like I said, if you don't believe in God, then remove the word Lord from it, but keep it. Those words are important. Rules to live by. We lack rules. We lack direction. We lack guidance. The BET Awards, when that young man came out there and kissed the men out there, it wasn't called for. It wasn't necessary. We have Meg the Stallion out here tongue kissing some woman, and from what I hear, it sounds like the girl didn't want to kiss her back. Unacceptable, unnecessary. Everything is for public display. Unacceptable. We got people who are upset about. I saw some picture that Monique put up with the lady with the bonnet and the booty shorts on at the airport. People are like, oh, if she was skinny, people wouldn't feel that way. I don't believe that's true. There's just, we don't have guidelines. We don't have standards. We have lost our way. Many of us have. And when you have not, people look at you as an oddball and an outsider. I fell out with one of my friends because I was like, I don't drink and smoke in front of people's kids. If I don't do it in front of mine, I'm not going to do it with yours. Well, do your kids know you? It doesn't matter what the fuck my kids know. Oh, see, there I go. But it's about what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to allow. We have to have our own standards, and we have none. We have lost our way. So we need to get back into the basics: Bible verses, prayer, meditation, silence, turn off electronics. If you don't know, video games and unlimited access to the computer, the internet, or any type of electronics will ruin and destroy your children. I'm telling you now. If your children do not have a gaming system, do not invest in that. I will say BS. I'm not going to say the word, but that's what it is. Do not invest in that nonsense. Please. I'm glad you're developing a relationship. Oh, yes, I love her. I got a few of them. But yes, don't invest in those gaming systems for your children. We've been asking, why is there so much gun violence? I don't know if people don't know about Grand Theft Auto, and there's some other game. I'm not into that stuff. But the violence, the murder. I saw a commercial for a PlayStation 5 game, and there was a lady in a trench coat, like just walking through the town, shooting people down. Murder is always an option. Murder is always the first thing that comes to people's mind. People are, desensitized, but that's because we've lost our way. We remember when it used to rain, you used to have to shut everything down. Everything. When it used to rain and thunder and lightning, everything had to be turned off. But now we live in a time nothing is ever turned off. Computer's always on. Internet is always going. Instagram is always flowing. And our children are lost. And not just the children, my bad. When I say children, that means adults too. Because as we all know, there are many, many adult children. I work with an adult child. It's a demonic, and she's demonic, period. It is what it is, and it's difficult. And no matter how godly you are and how much you pray, you are tested daily. And this demon, it's just crazy how they find you, they follow you, and they just want to seek out and destroy. So we need protection. We need protection from each other, from strangers. We got all this gun violence going on, like I was saying about this the gaming system. This crazy lady that I work with, y'all, I heard her say, so this guy called in one day and he was a little different or whatever, but she says to my coworker, yeah, he sounds like somebody who would just, go home, get a gun and come back and kill his boss. It shit like that, is inappropriate, and especially in workplace where they're having workplace shootings. When we know you hate your boss and you say shit like that out loud, you know what I'm saying? You're the only white woman who works there and you've let everyone know that you have an issue basically with that. She say that kind of shit. One day we were having a normal conversation. This one we were somewhat cool. And she said, I don't care. I'm ready to die. Now see, shit like that rubs me. I don't stay away from me. Because unfortunately we live in America where they believe that because they put a sign on the door that says no guns allowed, that people are actually leaving their guns in their cars and shit. It's a sign on a fucking door. No, I'm sorry. I'm let me say something. It's a sign on the door, no guns allowed. That's not stopping a lunatic with a gun. Okay. So working with this demonic energy and this demonic spirit, like I need super protection at this point. You know, who knows who her energy is going to be directed at, but I don't trust this woman. She's an all out lunatic. Darcy is a nut. Y'all know Darcy. I talk about Darcy all the time. It's no longer funny. It was funny in the beginning. It was a, but Darcy has lost her mind. Seriously, like she consistently spells my name the wrong way, even though I asked the bitch several times not to. I'm so sorry. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing about demonic energy. You see how smooth we was going and how I didn't curse at all. But when you start talking about demons, it brings out the worst in you. You know what I mean? It brings out that negative energy, that anger. Like Darcy is a horrible person. Horrible person. In my entire life, I've never been around someone like her, like in a sense where I'm forced to deal with you daily. Of course, there are people who are worse than her, but I don't have to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't live with you. I don't work with you. Nothing. I don't give a shit about you. This Darcy, who I work with, I mean, oh God, every day it's a struggle. Every day it's a struggle. Every day it's a struggle. So you know what, y'all? We have to pray for Darcy at the end of the day because Darcy is a lunatic. Darcy is a problem. Mm-hmm. Right. And so pray for her. Because I prayed for me not to bust Darcy in her head yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I pray for that to do again today for God to allow me the strength to ignore her. Because I did, what I did to Darcy yesterday was y'all know how I do. I pretend I'm on the phone and I read for filth, okay? And that's what I did to her yesterday. I pretended I was on the phone and I let her have it. Then I walked by because, she does things like some lady was on the other side of the glass talking to me, but Darcy doesn't, she feels like people are whispering about her. See, the reason why you feel like that is because you're always doing negative things. But she comes by and she's like, pss, 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 pss. I said, excuse you, honey, nobody has to whisper. I say whatever I want to say out loud. Like, I'm really sick of her. I was sitting at another lady's desk again, and she's staring at me like she's crazy. She started back with that again. I'm at the point where this bitch is going to look up one day and I'm going to be at the grocery store in her town. And I'm going to ask her what her problem is. And I'm going to need you to keep that same energy. Okay. I'm not going to put my hands on her, but I want to see her outside of work in a neutral setting. And now I want you to act a fool and get loud and move your neck and head back and forth and act like you don't have no sense. I want to see you have that same energy outside. She's one of those people that you hire a crackhead to meet her in the parking lot and wear her out, all the way out. She's one of those people, and you wouldn't even feel bad. Like, you wouldn't feel like God's gonna punish me. Not at all. But see, in the sense, you gotta let the universe handle that. Let karma work. Because what I'm hoping is that she go out one night and get drunk like she normally does, because I see that she got a big old hole in the front of her car. I noticed that today. I said, oh, she must have been out drunk driving. I want her to go out and I want somebody to beat her down. And I mean that. That's what she deserves. She's one of the people who's never really had her head knocked off. There's a lot of people around like that. They talk a lot, they do a lot, they run around, they hide, they throw rocks and hide their hand. And nobody has ever waited for them. See, I am a person who will wait for you. I'll wait for you. I've waited. I'll wait for you. Mm-hmm. See, because I like the people who got all that energy when they're in crowds and when they're in groups. What do you do when you're by yourself? You can have all that rah-rah. See, because I'll let somebody punk me down. Don't ever be afraid of that. If y'all are in a situation and y'all don't feel like, you know what, I don't feel like getting into it with this person, don't. Let them say whatever they want to say. Let them do whatever they want. I don't care. Let them. If you don't have that same energy, fall back. But on the day that you do, don't worry about what their energy is. Handle yours. Period. Period. Yeah. Because people like to come around you when they're with other people and they like to have all this mouth, say all these things. You want to talk slick because you think people got your back, or you think the people around you, whether you know them or not, oh, they're not going to let nobody take me down. But what do you do when you're alone? Some of y'all play too much. And I'm telling y'all, Darcy plays too much. I don't even like, oh my God. This is a person that when you go to work and you pull up in the parking lot and you see that their car is not there, you rejoice. Right. One of them kind of people. And when I tell y'all every day, and she's always telling people how happy she is, when you have to physically say, I'm happy, I'm very happy, my life is great, that's when you know your shit is a mess. Because I should be able to look at you and tell that you're happy. Happiness should radiate off you. When you walk into the damn room, the sun should shine, okay, if you're that happy as you claim to be. But I don't understand a person who gets dressed every morning to come to work to cause drama, to be on some bullshit. I mean, she argued this lady down, y'all, that I made an error, right? And luckily everything is date stamped or whatever. And she went on and on with the supervisor and she said, how do you know it wasn't her? It was her. But I was out of town. So how was it me? I wasn't even at work. What are you talking about? And I'm going to tell you all in the beginning, if y'all remember my work chronicles, I told y'all this woman used to do things to try to set me up. And she says stuff like, oh, you need to learn how to read. And one thing you all know about me, honey, I can read. I'm not a fool. Never have been. Pray to God, never will be. But Darcy plays too much. You know what I mean? And you're a white woman being disrespectful. I'm like a damn Black Panther, bitch. I'm sorry. Forgive me. But I roll hard, and she knows this. And she provokes me. Because disrespect is disrespect. But I just feel like, I don't know, coming from her. Because I feel like sisters know when to stay in their lane and when to fall back. Like, you go to work, you don't like the person, you just do your job and go home. But this woman is making everything personal. And that's what makes me feel like she's dangerous and she's a threat. And, I done already emailed HR, but I feel like, y'all are setting yourself up for a real lawsuit here. Because I've documented everything. And this lady is so crazy, you guys, that she's documenting things, but she doesn't even realize what she's documenting is against herself. That's how crazy she is. She's so crazy that she doesn't even know that she's wrong. She's that other kind of Virgo. Y'all know I'm a Virgo, right? But I'm that honest, straight up Virgo. It is what it is. I stay in my lane. But then you got the flip Virgo who do no wrong. No matter how much hell they cause, how much drama they start, nothing is their fault. I don't care what it is. It's not their fault. I mean, I hadn't really encountered that. But like one of my friends, I said to him, I was like, You are a damn nuisance. And he said, yeah, they used to call me that in elementary school. Right. Because you do things and you don't accept accountability for anything. And they are the worst. I never knew why some people like, I hate Virgos. I didn't know. I'm like, you hate a Virgo? What? What's wrong with you? Oh my God, I'm not that type of Virgo. But I get it now. This woman is born the day before me. And when I tell you nothing like me, we are a lot alike, which is weird as far as like she dresses nice, she's into fashion, so am I. We even have the same car. Like that's how similar, we are. And we could get along if she wasn't a lunatic. If she wasn't crazy as hell. If she wasn't miserable, if she wasn't a demon. And this woman is truly a demon. Do y'all know it's been 100 degrees plus here for the past week? This woman is still pulling out her heater and plugging it in. How inconsiderate. How disrespectful. Why is she allowed to do that? So she gets mad because what we all did was everybody got fans. Now they blowing them at her, like in her direction, kind of, right? And she's like, I don't want the fans on because of my medical condition. She's always screaming about some medical condition, but you smoke cigarettes all day. So what medical condition do you have that you can still smoke? And it's crazy. Like I said, you claim that you're cold. Because I had to explain this to the HR dude. I had to break it down. I said, how can you be cold, but you at work with some sandals on and a dress the size of a t-shirt, but you're cold? No, bitch, come to work dressed according to the temperature in the building, not the temperature outside if you claim you're cold. It's funny to me that this woman is allowed to pull out a heater and heat the whole. Why is this? I said, if she has that heater on, honestly, it should be underneath her desk where only she feels it. The heater is basically sitting out in the middle of the floor. Then they don't know why the air conditioner is on 65, like 60, bitch. It's crazy, but to accommodate her. Then, y'all, she'll walk around with a bomber on. So you got on a tank dress, a fucking pair of sandals, you got this heater on, and you got your bomber on. So the other day she came back from lunch because, like I said, this day it was like 106. Okay, it was hot. So she's sitting over there with her heater on, but she don't have on her bomber and none of this other shit. It's like this lady is crazy. This woman watches everyone else all day long. Like if my hand is on my phone, she's watching. She sent out an email, a list of everything that everyone else was doing. My issue is if this woman was black, there would be no way that she could get away with this shit. No way. How? You mean to tell me you can watch what everybody else is doing? Now, y'all keep in mind, this lady makes all kind of errors. I mean, unbelievable. She's supposed to be the top notch. She's making all this money, and all she does is stand around and watch everybody all day like an overseer on a plantation. Y'all feel my pain. I'm telling y'all. Pray for the lunatic. Pray for Darcy. Pray for my protection. Well, all of our protection from her, because that bitch is crazy. And they're not taking her seriously. Like, but I am. I don't think anybody's really taking her serious, to be honest with y'all, but me. Because even my supervisor, I said to her, I said, you know the bitch is crazy, right? And like, you need to be careful. Like, what if she come here with a gun? She's like, guns are not allowed on the premises. What? Girl, are you fucking nuts? Like I said, there's only a sign on the door that says no guns are allowed. Because I told her when I get mine, I'm carrying. I don't give a shit. Oh, but guns are not allowed. Who will know that I have it? I would rather have it. Okay? I'd rather have my shit on me and take that risk of catching that charge because it's licensed than not have it and wish I did. It's like insurance. You'd rather have it and not use it. Okay? Yeah. Than to need it and not have it. So, yes, especially when I'm dealing with a crazy hoe. And this woman is a lunatic, y'all. Lunatic. Oh my God. I've never worked with anyone so immature. A 60-year-old child is mind blowing. Like I said, someone who will walk behind you and say things like yesterday, I'm going to be real with y'all. And as grown as I am and as old as I am, I said to myself, if this was middle school, if this was motherfucking high school, Shit, if this was college, if this was my job at the Walmart, I would get my ass up and I would beat the brakes off of her. Yes, yesterday she would have got worn out. Do you hear me? It's enough is enough. I don't like being antagonized. I'm just not that person. I don't bully by choice. Believe me, I have it in me. All right. I can bully too. But why would you? Unless you're angry and miserable and don't feel good about yourself. And that's what's going on here. But this is adult bullying. To me, I don't want to say it's more intent. It's all wrong at the end of the day. It's all wrong. But I don't, the people who are doing these things, like when somebody knocks your block off completely, how do you not accept responsibility for these actions? Like I told you, there are the Virgos in the world who do not accept accountability for anything, nothing. And she is one of them. Nothing is her fault. You start shit. You cause drama. You wonder why people don't talk to you. Every time she sees someone talking, she thinks they're talking about her because you do shit all day and you start shit all day. And then anytime she sees, like she's always saying, we having meetings about her. Girl, don't nobody give a fuck about you. Like, I don't care I'm sorry. I don't care. See what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like the anger that I had, the feelings, the demonic spirits, the negativity is real when it comes to this woman. I'm telling you. When I see her car, I get disgusted. That's how bad it is. Yeah, we gotta watch this heifer. And she's orange. I don't know if that tanning bed is turning her blood orange, but that's not normal. That shit probably affecting her brain cells too. She's crazy. But yeah. Oh God. I didn't even realize how I'm just like, I'm sick of her. I am sick. They allow, I don't understand how people allow these things. I found that a lot of people ignore. I work with another lady. She's like, I just ignore her. We just ignore her. We just ignore her. No, when you just ignore things, you're allowing abuse. You're allowing people to treat you like crap. Right. Oh, I'm just going to ignore it. So someone talking crazy to you every day, you just ignore it. Somebody lying on you daily, you just ignore it. And that goes into your personal relationships too. You just ignore things. You're being battered and bruised mentally, even if you're ignoring it. I don't know how you can do it. I can't relate on because I don't ignore anything. Y'all already know that about me. Nothing. So, but just to be allowing somebody to beat you daily. Now, the lady that I work with has been working there damn near 30 years. So this new crazy heifer has been there, what, 12 years maybe? So you mean to tell me for 12 years you have been ignoring this lunatic? This woman has made other people quit. That's how crazy she is. She wants to. She takes pride. She'll be like, "Oh, I made this person quit. I made this person leave." What is wrong with you, demon? You know, and I was at work and I had a Tim Blaine thought the other day. Now I don't know if y'all know Timothy Blaine. Timothy Blaine is a content creator on here. But he goes from like a 0 to 5 trillion when he gets mad to the point where he can't even get his words out. You understand? Like that angry. That's how angry this woman makes me. So I thought he said the other day he was I forgot who he was arguing with or whatever, but it's not about who he was arguing with, but it was about what he said. He said, "Do you think that if you cause me to lose everything that I have, that I won't hurt you?" And that's the question people need to ask themselves when you're out doing things to people. Do you honestly think that if you cause someone to lose everything they have, or a major disruption in their life, do you honestly think that they're not going to hurt you? See, everybody's not playing with you. So stop playing with everybody. What up, Lonnie? Good morning. Yeah. You stop playing with people because everybody ain't playing with you. Somebody's going to hurt you. It's like people have disconnected and don't realize that people get hurt every damn day over nothing, minding their business. So for you to be out consistently harassing people, doing things, causing pain in people's life, you know, eventually somebody's going to hurt you. And it may not have anything to do with anything associated with the pain you've been causing. You might just catch a random. But it just has to stop. Like I said, I'm so sick of this lady. So sick of her. Oh God. All right, well, I have to get ready to go to the hellhole and see that lady, unfortunately. Lonnie, the crazy lady, the crazy white lady is still acting up at work. Mm. The racist. Like I said, what makes her think? I mean, when I tell you all, like, say if I were to go to the file room or something, right? So there's a little corner where, I'm sitting or whatever. I can see her literally walk by like 6 times to see if I'm there and what I'm doing. The whole time you're spending watching me, what are you doing? Why aren't you working? Why are they paying you? Why is HR receiving these emails from you and not addressing you? Why is HR ignoring you? Those are really good questions. In reality, I should contact the NAACP and have them contact my employer and ask them those same questions. Because at this point, this shit is out of control. It's out of hand. Lonnie, it's hard to pay somebody dust daily, every day that goes out of their way. Like I said, you walking by, you staring at me, you're mumbling under your breath all day, every day. I don't ignore bitches. I don't. I never have been that person. I can only take but so much. I will knock your block off. For real. So something is gonna need to be done. I don't sign up for abuse. I'm documenting everything, but I'm telling you, I'm about to contact some other people. Because I'm sick of this heifer. And clearly they're not doing their job. Now, I don't already put in documentation with them, but y'all are not handling her. She's not shutting up. She's not minding her business. She's not sitting down. She want her head knocked off. I'm telling you. I'm telling Lonnie, you weren't on here yet. I was saying how I'm at the point where she's going to look up and I'm at her grocery store, her local grocery store. Right. I'm going to lay in wait for this bitch. I'm sick of her. I want her to leave me alone. I don't do abuse. I don't let a man abuse me. I don't let my children abuse me. My relatives abuse me. Why am I letting some strange white bitch that I just met a few months ago abuse me? I don't know her. No, ma'am. No. By ignoring her, I'm allowing her to mess with my mental. Because at the end of the day, when you go home, you think about that. When people are treating you bad, it affects you. So I can say I'm ignoring her, but I'm not. Because when I get home, I'm mad. Because when I get home, I'm doing visuals of me speed bagging her ass all over the parking lot. So no, she's gonna need to check herself real quick, real quick. I'm telling you. What it is too is I haven't really, like, I say things and I had a few little back and forth with her, but I haven't. I'm gonna cold check this bitch. And HR is not going to be able to tell me a motherfucker. I'm cursing on my property. See what I'm saying? The demon, y'all, the demonic. They're not going to be able to tell me anything for real because I've come to y'all and y'all said nothing. So I'm going to get loud with her. I'm going to put because my hand going to go up in the air. It is what it is. And I'm going to point at her and tell her, don't you say another word to me. I'm really sick of you. I better not do that because I can see my hand going against her damn forehead as I'm doing the visual right now. So no, I won't do that. Y'all just keep me in prayer because it's unnecessary. The harassment is real, like I said. And it's not just me she's harassing. Let's keep that in mind. She's harassing everyone, but you have one woman who comes from an abusive background. Her parents abused her. Her first man abused her. The man she with now abuses her. Her children abuse her. So, of course, she is okay with allowing this woman to abuse her. I don't come from an abusive situation. I'm not accustomed to being mistreated. I don't know what that, I don't like how that feels. I mean, if it was another job, I'd quit. I ain't gonna even front. If it was a bullshit job, I would quit. After I think I would quit first, and then I would bust Darcy's ass in the parking lot. Right. That's how serious and real it is. I'd quit and keep it moving on. But it's not that type of job. I got to, and jobs are scarce now. So if you have a job, you got to keep it. But if it wasn't for that, I'm telling you, let it have been me back in the day at Whole Foods or some shit, one of my little part-time jobs, Darcy would get whacked. I'm not even in the front. She would get exactly what she's looking for. And she knows, she's under the illusion that nobody won't do anything to her. But that's what crackheads are for. Let her keep playing. I'm telling you now, let her keep playing. All right, let me go ride my bike for a little bit before I go to work. Hi, Wines and Cheese, top of the morning. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So y'all have a great day. Don't let haters get in your way. Don't be discouraged. Read your Proverbs. Read them to your sons and the men in your life who have lost their way. I sent it to my nephew. My nephew is so funny. I told y'all he's like my twin. So we can vibe on, I know what even though he's not saying it directly, I know what he's thinking or whatever. So I sent him a text and I was like, you need to read this Proverbs or whatever. So I said, watch, he get an attitude kind of. So he calls me last night. He goes, what's up? You all in the church? I said, nope, see, that's not what I said. I said, read the Proverbs. It'll help you in your personal life. Nobody told you to get saved. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just telling you this can help you. That's it. But yeah, try the Proverbs. I think y'all will like them. Especially if, like I said, if you have young sons or just men in your life who have lost their way. Of course, you can apply these Proverbs to anyone, but they're speaking to men. So that is what caught me. And like I said, so the breakdown from my son was great because he was able to read it and hear it and understand it on his own without me, because I've been beating it over his head for the longest. I've been repeating and repeating and repeating. Yes, daughters too. Yes. Yep. Because our children, I'm telling you, at that age, they get crazy. And that's why it's wild when you hear people talking about their perfect children. Some people have perfect children. Their children do everything right. Their children have never spoken out of turn to them. And we know that's not true. But it makes some other people feel like, oh my God, I have the worst child in the world. Hell no. Weren't you a teenager too? We got to get real here. You know what I mean? It's rough. But now we live in a time where just, everything is about negativity, sex, being gay, coming out, you know. And the thing about the gay situation is I personally have always respected gay people. My mother taught me that. But for me, gay is a sexuality, not a personality. But now they're turning gay into a personality. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate. And as for women, like I always tell y'all, y'all embrace that gay culture. Y'all allow yourselves to be compared to gay men, transgender men, and you guys, we must draw the line. It's a no for me. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I did see a transgender just won Miss Nevada USA. The modeling type, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel a way about that or whatever. Whatever. But I saw the transgender person. My thing is, if I don't know, do I want people to know I'm transgender? Did I win this because I'm transgender? Do I come in as a transgender woman and just hold my own as that instead of saying I'm transgender? Because then should I be in a transgender pageant or should I be in a woman pageant? That's still, that's just honest coming from me. People don't really like to talk about the transgender gay situation, but that's just how I feel. I'm open to discussion about it. And I do have some younger transgender friends. I told you I have friends of all ages, but like the same way they feel like transgender men should be able to compete, transgender women should be able to compete in sports. against women. And it's a no for me. No, they shouldn't. The same way they have the Special Olympics. I'm not saying they need to have the transgender Olympics, but I'm saying they need to work it out. Because to me, that's not fair because the transgender women who are becoming men are not competing against men. So why are the men who are becoming women competing against women? I also question, is it only the black transgender? Because I feel like, now I don't know because y'all know how they magnify things with black people, but I feel like the black transgender, black gay community has some different issues and some aggressions toward women too, you know? Same reason it's not populating as fast as blacks. Mexican, yeah, true indeed. But we need to be having, instead of all the comparisons that people do, it's the same with the black manosphere that is always coming after black women. But how come y'all don't have discussions with gay black men? Because y'all are brothers. Right. I would think y'all would be starting there. And why is it okay for all groups of people to disrespect black women? Like I said, they throw that hashtag out there, Black Lives Matter, hashtag Black Girls Rock, Black Girl Magic, but it's really Black Girl Tragic when you think about it. It's a thin line between Black Girl Magic and Black Girl Tragic. Because there's a young lady on here named Leah Gordon. She has a page, Leahgordon, Leah Gordon. Gordon, she calls it. But she reports on things that happen to young black women daily. So all this magic that they're claiming out there is not true. Like black women are raped, are beat, are murdered daily. Young black women too. Okay, I'm talking teenage women, 20-year-old women, young women. So again, there's a thin line between Black Girl Magic and Black Girl Tragic, but they put things out there to make us believe different. Because I've been hearing the guys, and they're like, oh, the black women got it good. Really? Y'all really believe that black women really have it that much better than the black man? Let's be real here. They believe that because we are able, some of us, not all of us, to get better employment, because that's what that's based on. And that's just not true. Do you think people are not mistreated in those positions? Do you think your black sister is making as much as that white woman? She's not. She's not. So where's the magic in that? That's tragic too. And then the real tragic part of it is that the black man beats us down for that. The black man really believes that we have more than them and we're looking down on them. When in reality, they're the ones sitting over there calling us baby mamas, ignorant, ghetto, don't date single women. And it's funny how they say don't date single women when they're the one who create these single baby mothers. But they'll tell you not to date them. It's all contradiction. This whole black woman, black man, we need to start talking to each other instead of talking about each other. That would help our situations. Because, like I said, how is it that you black men are sitting around talking about don't date single black mothers when your brother, your homeboy, your uncle, he's the father of some children of a single mother? Are you addressing that man? No. We just addressed the women. They're trying to demasculate the black man and rise up. Oh, let me see. But see, they're trying to demasculate the black man and rise up the black woman as the head. But black women need to pay attention because, again, there's a thin line between Black Girl Magic and Black Girl Tragic. We're not being portrayed in a positive light. When you see black women on television, are they positive? I mean, no. Think about it. What are they putting out there for us to look at? What are we viewing as black women? Are you seeing things that you're completely proud of? No. This new culture got us comparing and exposing each other's flaws. Yes, everything is about a visual when it should be about an internal. It should be about your mental capacity, your heart. It really should be about you focusing on you. I told you, I come up listening to rap music where you talked about your damn self. You know what I'm saying? You bragging about who you was and what you doing, where you be, and how you do. But now it's about hating on the next person, what they got and where they are. You know, it's this culture is, our children are in danger for many reasons. You know what I mean? For many, many reasons. They are in complete and utter danger. You know, they out here listening to the city girls, they listening to Cardi B's. They're adult entertainers, but unfortunately people let their children listen to that garbage. And it's garbage when it comes down to the children. You know, and then look at it. Y'all got Meg the Stallion. So now what? The baby? No, who she got? They said she started some beef with two dudes, right? Um, it's funny because they say Meg is transgender or dude. And I'm not saying she is or she isn't, but I could believe it if she was. You know what I'm saying? Manhood is first and foremost, and when the man begins to blame the woman for the reason why he can't be a man, the woman loses respect for him. Exactly. They want women to be what is it, dominant? No, what do they call it? Oh, submissive. But I can't be submissive to someone who can't lead. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not about money. That's the other thing. We place value. Like the more money you have, you could be a complete jerk. But if you have money, you know, you're the man. Never mind what they're saying and what they're doing, but they have money. They have a Lamborghini. You know, he can buy a Tesla. They got 100,000. You know, they're this and they're that. So they're important and they're special. We are lost. It has nothing to do with anything. Like they were saying, just think about it. They were talking about high valued man, what a high valued man is, and how a high value man lives and what he expects. And you know what I told y'all in my opinion, a high valued man is any man who take care of his family, himself, and his children. You know, who's independent and doing him. You're a high value. You breathe, you're of high value. Are we not all high value people? But only black people say these things about each other. I'm telling y'all. You can't find, people argue me down all the time, but you can't find other races of people who are out here dragging each other the way that we do. No other race of men talk about their women the way black men do. I mean, black men hold whole forums about why black women are no good. You mean to tell me you know every black woman on the earth? And then you got these guys on here who talk about women and what they're thinking and how they sleep with everybody. But I'm curious to know who they're dating because I've seen some of them. And not saying that they're ugly because it's not about that, but I can pick up a vibe off a person. But I do get cornball, you know, off a few of them, weirdo, geek. Like, do you really know how to treat a woman? Some are not necessarily attractive. You know, when you're a woman and you date a man with money, a black woman only, don't mind y'all. Only black women. When black women date men with money, she's a gold digger. She wants something from him. She's trying to come up. See, but in white culture, that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to date someone who has. And an emotionally hurt black man is holding them conversation. Girl, it's too many of them. They all need therapy. They all need to get real with themselves and start looking within. Because, like I said, other races don't do that. Like, it's expected. You know, and I think it's because maybe black men wear it as a badge of honor, too, that you have money and you're rich because, you know, it's not common or not expected. So they feel like because I have, you know, this income and these resources, then I should be praised and I should be looked at as a god. When in reality, that's just what the fuck you're supposed to have. It's really not that big of a deal. You know, we're great. We're glad you got it. But it doesn't, you're not worthy of praise because of that. You should be thankful that you have a high income. Instead of placing this like label on yourself that you're better than everyone and all these women need to bow down to be with me. The same way they talk about women shouldn't be fat and women have natural body fat. That's life. But if you don't like fat women, that's your choice. And all women don't like you. That's the thing that gets me. And it's always a guy who's not that attractive saying these things. It's never the cuties, the hotties with the bodies, because they actually like fat women. Dudes who really got it popping, please. Yeah. But then this is the funny, right? So these guys talk about women who are natural women. You know, some you may have a little too much belly, a little too much booty, whatever, right? They talk about you. because you don't look good. But then they get the Instagram model types, right? But then they're gold diggers. They just want you for your money. If it's a black one. Now, if it's an Asian or a Blasian or a Blexican, how they call it, then it's okay. They're mixed or Oriental or an exotic, then that's just fine because she deserves that. But if it's a black woman or, she's a gold digger, she's trying to come up off you, she wants something from you, don't date her, don't trust her, she's no good. This is from black men. And it's usually black men who don't have anything. That's the funny shit, too. It's not the black men who got it going on. It's the black brothers who's sitting back at home, probably still in their mama basement playing video games, talking shit about black women, about what we're not doing, how we're not doing it, why we don't deserve, why we're gold diggers. Because, we're gold diggers, we're baby mamas, we don't have jobs, we're uneducated. So if we have our own men saying all these horrible things about us, can someone tell me where the black girl magic comes in at? Where's the magic? I'll wait. How can it be magical when our own men feel that way about us? These are our fathers, uncles, cousins too, right? So where's the magic in that? So again, I'm going to put that Black Girl Magic slogan, because it's a slogan, up there with the Black Lives Matter slogan. They're slogans. There are slogans and, hashtags put out there to distract you. I like big ladies. They're my only type I prefer. Hey. Okay, wines for cheese. That's right. But they say more cushion for the pushing, more loving, more hugging. Okay. And women are confident. You get you a sister. Listen, like I said, truthfully, in many countries, in many places, even in Proverbs, you know what I'm saying? You're bigger, you're healthier, you eat more. It's because you're wealthy. It's because you're blessed. You know what I'm saying? So, but they judge you for being a woman. So you can't win as a woman either way. You can't win as a woman with zero body fat because then you're a gold digger. You can't win as a woman who is fat because then you're lazy and you don't want anything and all this other bullshit. They don't realize that some of us are just living our best lives out here. We're chilling, we're traveling, we're eating, we're drinking, we're doing us. It's your choice if you want to fucking work out or not, okay? It has nothing to do with you. Mind your business. But again, they're so busy out here building up their own images, talking about how wonderful and great they are. The black woman is nothing because they're everything. Or we are nothing because of the black woman, Don't date those single mothers. What the hell are y'all talking about? That shouldn't even be a topic when children are dying on the street every day. Do y'all know a woman that lives in my town on a main strip, like near the movie theater? So this is like downtown. There was a shootout. Somebody was shooting, and her cat was in the chair in her living room. And do y'all not know a bullet hit the cat and killed the cat? Her son normally sits in that chair and plays video games. That night, he just happened not to be sitting in the chair. But meanwhile, we out here worried about, don't date this black woman. Black women ain't shit. She's a gold digger. She doesn't, really, black man. We don't have mentorship programs anymore. We don't have brothers out here who look out for the youth. We have nothing. But the men that we do have that could provide guidance, because see, the other thing is that it's not just about the youth. Like if you're a brother in a position, you have fellow brothers who need your guidance. You understand what I'm saying? People your own age, because everybody hasn't had the options that you had, because y'all claim to have so much more. You should be sharing that with people. That Boyce Watkins, the other day, I heard him say to this guy said, "Oh, Boyce, do you do private classes?" He goes, well, I do, but they're going to cost you. They're very expensive. And then he goes, well, hit the website. I do them. I don't really want to, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. Like the way he was talking, I'm like, just say no, you don't do it. But he was letting the man know off the rip, if I speak to you privately, it's going to cost you so much money, you won't be able to afford it. So at the end of the day, he told him, well, you might as well just go to a regular class and ask me questions there. But the reality is that Boyce didn't want to have a one-on-one with that man, and probably because he's incapable while he's out there challenging Kwame to a damn debate. No, boys, you didn't want to talk to this man who's calling on you about something you're presenting. This is your brother, and you're telling him in order for you to speak to me, it will cost you entirely too much money. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But you know what? So how do you know this man didn't have the money to pay you to do that? And by him, and when he said, but you know what? Just join the regular class. You shut him down right there because you don't want to have the one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's that black man shit. So if we're supposed to be if we're supposed to be being submissive to the black man and he's supposed to be providing guidance, why are they dragging us for filth? They've got to make it make sense. We need to, ladies, we need to step up and start really. We can't continue to sit back with that either. Because what are they talking about? Like, thank God we have the Cynthia G's out there. But she's coming from a different angle. And she keep her foot on their neck. Cynthia G is hilarious. I love her. But, and then we got the Vicky Dillards. You know what I'm saying? But we need to get another angle going on here. Because like I said, I'm just curious about if y'all are continuously dragging the black woman, who are y'all dating? Who are y'all reproducing with? Is it the exoticals? Because their families want nothing to do with you black men either. Black men in their own mind have themselves up on this pedestal that everyone wants to be down with them. And I think they base this on the life of a black basketball player. They always have. Because, black men don't realize that they don't, outside in the real world, right? If you're a tall man, you could be the damn CEO of a Fortune 5,000 company, but they're going to walk up to you and ask you if you're a basketball player because there are only certain things they respect. If you have money, they're going to automatically assume you're a rapper. You couldn't possibly be a trader. You can't own real estate. They don't think any of that. They think you're a rapper, you're a drug dealer, or you're a fucking basketball player, period. Not a baseball player, not a soccer player, a basketball player. Understand? They've got y'all group too. So why do they do it to us? Why do y'all do it to us over and over and over again? Putting in the work. They just not elevated on major platforms. Nope. But you know what? I don't need to see them on a platform. I need to see brothers out here in the everyday world getting this shit done. There are too many young black men dying on the streets. Too many children. Like, how do you as a grown black man get on here and say, don't interact with children who don't have a father? Because that's what you're saying when you say don't date women with children. You date whoever the hell you want or not want. But what I'm saying is when you as a black man specifically go out there, after saying that there are so many single black women, then you go out and say don't date black women. What you're saying is that do not interact with these children. And then y'all don't know why they all dying on the streets. Or you don't care. But there was this other guy, I heard him say, don't date single women because their children are no good. Who do y'all think, where do y'all think these children go? The children are out here in the world. Like, if you could save one life, you've done something major. And it's not about dating them for me. It's the fact that you're saying don't interact with children with no fathers. Because that's what you're saying. It's not about the mother. You're saying don't interact with children who don't have fathers who are actively in their lives. That's what you're saying. And that's not cool. We got to look deeper. People really need to listen to what they're saying. But like I said, the black man is always saying some foul shit in regard to our community and disrespecting us. So now we got two types of men out there, seem like. We got the gay men, like the Diddy's of the world. And y'all know we've been wondering about him because he's been suspect and weird, not even on some gay shit, just the way he treats women is side-eyeing. And then you got the black man out here who's just saying that everyone should hate us. We're not worthy of love. Yeah, young. Yeah, we're not worthy of love. Young black children don't deserve guidance and upbringing. They don't need men in their households. They're not putting any responsibility on their brothers, though. Because clearly, if there's a single woman with children, she had them children with somebody. Where's the man? Because a brother doesn't have to live with you to co-parent. Just because the man does not live in your home does not make you a single parent. So, what are you really saying when you say don't date women with children. You're Xing out a whole lot of women. You're applying that statement to a blanket statement to a whole group of women. And it kills me because these black men swear they know all of us. One, they get one thing, they run with it, and they swear it applies to every single last one of us. Like I said, you can be single and your kid has a father. Just because your man doesn't, you ain't married and the dude don't live in your house doesn't mean your kid doesn't have a father. But these black men are telling you don't date those women. Those children don't deserve to have a man in their life. Because why can't you have a man? Children need all the people they can in their life. They need all the aunties, uncles, daddies, everybody. You can't have enough love. But black men are going on these platforms and saying this shit out loud. We don't love our women and we don't love our children. That's what it comes down to. All right, I got to get ready for work. I will see you all later. Thank you for coming to hang with me. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Y'all have a good day. Stay out of trouble. Don't cuss nobody out. That applies to me. That applies to me. That for me right there. Don't cuss nobody out today. Okay? Y'all have a good one. Deuces. Allison, hi. I was leaving, but I'm back, babe. I saw you pop up. You know I got to come through and say hey to my boo. Allison, they got some new stuff on Netflix, but we'll get up later. I gotta go through, but yeah. Have a good day, Alikins, baby. Go back and watch the replay a little bit. Have a good one, my love. Deuces.